because we go and win or lose, we have a good time, and Aggieville, it's all part of the whole deal. Second thing is people don't know enough about the successes and how good we are. So we're actually going to be adding a vice president of marketing and communications to the university that's going to really help us focus on putting out there the good things, the successes we have. President Weefall talked a lot about the Rhodes Scholars, the Goldwater Scholars, and actually a lot of people know that, and that shows the importance of repetition. You talk about the message, but our soil judging team, national champions last year, Miss Kansas is a K-State student. And anyway, you can go on and on and on with these success stories. We don't market those out very well. And one of the things I want is when people see us in New York and they see the Power Cat on my lapel, they'll know it's Kansas State. They'll think Bill Snyder in football. I want them also to think about a great ag school, great College of Arts and Sciences, terrific set of students, those kind of things. So that's another thing that we sort of have out there. And third, accessibility. We want people to feel comfortable walking up to president, the athletic director, saying hello. I had somebody stop me coming in the union, just said, hey, I just want to introduce myself. And that's part of what I think is part of the K-State culture. It needs to be that way from the president on down.
Okay, now, I know it's not a fun question for you, myself, Curry. When you came here, there was basically the shadow, the dark shadow over the athletic department. Not everything was going the way it was supposed to go. There's a lot of just not good activity going on. What have you guys done in proactiveness to make sure that our athletic department stays one of the top in the Big 12?
I like the other questions. They were easier.
I didn't like. We were talking about it earlier, and I was just like, I don't know about this question.
It's an excellent question. We talked early on, decided a couple things. One, we're going to remain positive. Two, we're going to look at the future. It's tempting to want to go back and say, well, I can't believe this person made this decision or they did that. We felt if we did that, we never really recovered and moved on. What wound up happening is just sort of finger pointing. And I think when you come in as new leaders and young leaders, John's very young for an AD at a major BCS kind of school. I'm young for a president at a major research university. We felt it was important too that we say, hey, look, we're young, we're looking towards the future, and there's a lot of good things here. So that was a key message that we spent all summer giving to alumni groups, community groups, anybody that had us talking to them, was to say, hey, we're going to look to the future. However, people are glad to hear that, but they want to know, Kirk, John, and whomever, what can you do to make sure that we don't get ourselves in this mess again? And I think that's the other thing is we're putting in some better business practices, better checks and balances, because, I hope I've got a long tenure here as president, and we need to not have these kind of things to deal with in the future. Now, is every coach we have going to always be successful and never have buyouts and all that again? That's, just look at college sports. That's part of the college sports business today. But we can certainly make sure that agreements we make are fiscally responsible and the kind of things that people look at and say, well, I wish we didn't have to do it, but this is certainly in line with what we expect. So I think, and then the final part of this is we've got to be transparent. So when John Curry was introduced as athletic director, his contract was on the back table. We said, yeah, you can get it through new information. We'll just hand it to you. When we finish off these other athletic contracts, same deal. Any other contracting things with the university, we're just putting out that information. And we feel by doing that, we say, look, we got nothing to hide. It's all here. We're going to make it easy and accessible. And we think you do that, and people get used to that. They develop more trust because they say, hey, it's all open, and we believe in our leadership and what they're doing.
Let me just back to those easy questions again. How are you feeling about Saturday?
Oh, I feel great about Saturday. Our ticket count's right below 45,000 right now, and we feel confident with the walk-ups and everything that we're going to be very, very close to a capacity crowd on Saturday.
So you guys had the Week of Welcome event there on Sunday, and I saw on Curry's Twitter that he was so excited once he saw that little bit of student section doing the Wabash. Now, what are you going to do when you see that whole university, the whole student section, basically the whole stadium doing the Wabash and getting psyched for K-State football?
I'm going to be getting dizzy from doing it myself. So my wife and I were out there. We didn't quite have the rhythm down, but we'll be ready for the opener.
You got to practice.
Yeah, we'll practice. You got to just do it with the windows shut in the president's house, so everybody wonder what's going on.
Underwear.
Yeah, that's right. Fully clothed and all that. But I think when Noel and I were introduced to the first basketball game, we got a standing ovation for everybody in Bramblage. That goes down as one of our lifetime moments. And I think that first game, as president, first lady, when we see all those people out there in purple, and we're going to have all the ex-football players here, fireworks, the whole deal, we'll have goosebumps. It'll be amazing to see. So I'm looking forward to it. College football is the most exciting way to spend a fall Saturday.
Definitely.
It really is.
Definitely.
It really is. And there's nothing like seeing a full stadium and all those people out there chanting and yelling and stuff like that. So can't wait.
Okay, now you were talking a little bit about Dallas earlier, that you had some business ventures there, and one thing that's huge for this community is that Manhattan has now a direct flight to Dallas-Fort Worth. What does that provide for the university?
Yeah, it provides a lot. It was kind of neat. So we go out to Manhattan Airport, you hop on the plane and all that stuff, and we land in Dallas. And you look at your watch and you say, just about this time I'd be getting to Kansas City, driving. Mm-hmm. So you got to the Kansas City airport and you're already sitting in Dallas, either taking another flight or conducting business and stuff there. A couple things. One, if we look at high school graduates over the next decade, 2 states around us are going to see a 10% increase in graduates that we think can benefit from a K-State educational experience. That's Colorado and Texas. Mm-hmm. Dallas-Fort Worth in particular, the Denver area also. So when I look at the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just us being down there. Second is athletic recruiting. So before, we're going to recruit you to play basketball at K-State. So what do? Fly into Kansas City, and we're going to take you right past all the University of Kansas junk and Lawrence and all that kind of stuff. Now we're going to fly you directly into Manhattan. We pick you up there. We show you our campus. You have the feeling that, hey, it's a little bit big time now because I'm going to fly a regular jet in and out, and Dallas-Fort Worth is a big metropolitan area. The third thing is businesses look at this when they're locating in community. And if you say, hey, we've got a friendly place, all this stuff. But, yeah, if you really want to take a jet flight, you got a 2-hour drive. We're at a huge disadvantage if we don't have that. So,
in addition to that, the economy and what it is, and not that great. But one thing about Manhattan is we've been able to sustain our economy. It hasn't really seen that much of a significant drop off. As the president of this university, affordability is, one of the huge things for students to come and look at. What's something great about Kansas State University and the affordability of the education that they will get here?
Yeah, I think we worked hard this last year to keep our tuition increases the percentage-wise the lowest in the state, and other institutions, made their own choice there. We actually had proposed a 3.9 early on, and we're given a chance to come back and revise it. And we decided that because we want to keep it as affordable as possible, coming back and saying now we're going to make it 3.9 plus something would be a big deal. I worry a lot about we can't price ourselves out of the market. And if we're not careful and you keep saying, yeah, we'll balance the budget by just putting this huge tuition increase, all of a sudden we'll find ourselves with we may keep our enrollment up, but I think we have an obligation to students from the state of Kansas first. We just got to make sure that we're keeping affordable and accessible, so any Kansas resident ought to be able to come here and get a degree and be able to afford to do it. It doesn't mean we don't want out-of-state students, because we love out-of-state students as well, and legacy kids and grandchildren and all that. But, we got to be affordable to somebody from western Kansas to the Metroplex and everybody in between. And that's what I get concerned about is I can balance the budget, but can anybody afford to come? And I think that's important.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you personally, you're from the South. The South is known for some great food. Have you had some great Kansas City barbecue yet?
I have. I've had great Kansas City barbecue, and I love the beef here. I'm a big beef guy. I always was. And now I can get a steak every night, and everybody thinks, hey, you're supporting the Kansas beef industry. I couldn't be happier about that.
I think that's what we have here. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day, and from both Laura and myself, we want to say purple's a great color. Glad you're here.
Looks good on you.
Thank you.
So once again, thank you, and hopefully your tenure here is long and great, and you go down with some of the best.
Well, thank you very much, and I look forward to coming back on a regular basis whenever you'll have me or have airtime to fill up between that 2:30 and 3 in the morning slot that I'm sure everybody's listening to, and we look forward to having some other conversations. Thank you very much.